is the men's U18 K2 500 semi-final. Again, the first three go through. In lane one from Oparinka, Orland Reddick and Lachlan Lyons. In two, composite, Thomas Russell and Christian Ireland. Three, the Ascot composite of Blake Monahan and Lockie Bean. In four, from Manly Warringah, Jacob Mako and Archer Thornwaite. Wynnum's Redlands composite in four, Anderson Flick and Riley Helbrun. Sunshine composite in lane six, Bradley Bussink and Jack Whitford. The Bayswater composite in seven, Finlay Caruana and from Sunshine Coast, Bill McGuinn and Walter Nichols. They're in lane eight, and the Fairfield composite from Tobias Sexton and Mikhail Basak are in lane 9. That's how they line up for the men's 18 and under K2 500 semi-final 1. So we are away for semi-final 1, men's 18 under K200. The Wynnum Redlands composite crew of Anderson Flick and Riley Helburn away well, as was Bradley Bussink and Jack Whitford of composite. Lots of power being generated by these young men in this under 18 K2 500 semi-final. The Bayswater composite of Finlay Caruana and Zen Salisbury looking good, neck and neck with Bradley Bussink and Jack Whitford from the Sunshine Coast composite. Mackay composite also of Thomas Russell and Christian over in lane 2, also looking strong. And the Wynnum composite, Flick and Riley Henbrun. So again, very tight racing in this 18 500 semi-final. The Mackay composite team over in lane 2, just ahead of Manly Warringah. As we approach the stages of this race, top 3, the rest will be eliminated. Racing here, Mackay composite, Russell and Ireland, racing against Mako and Thornthwaite from Manly Warringah for first place. Flick and Holborn from Redlands as well. So it is going to be taken out by the Manly Warringah crew. Place was the Mackay composite, and looks like the Wynnum Redlands composite of Anderson Flick and Holborn. So tight racing. No doubt about the winner. The minor placings very top 3 through. In 16 and K1 500 semi-final 1, 3 places into the 4 to 6 into the B final. So in lane 1 from Manly Warringah, Charlie Wright. Sunshine Cell in lane. Hayden Lano from Wynnum Redlands in 3. Noah Cullen from Bayswater in 4. Riley Scott from Currumbin Creek in lane 5. Asapol Jasper Hunter from Avoca in 7, Jasper Graham from the Hunter Valley in 8, and Ethan in lane 9. That's how they line 16 and semi-final 1. About to get underway here at the Sydney Regatta. Or Paddle Australia Canoe Sprint Championships for 2025. Already seen a handful of medals handed out, plenty more still. So underway in the men 16 and under K1. Creek getting off to lane 5. Looks like may just have his nose in front. Also from Avoca. And Jasper Graham from the Hunter Valley there as well. Looks like Assapolan from Robin Creek. Neck and neck with Riley Scott. K1 5 semi-final. And it looks like it will be the 2 Currumbin Creek paddlers. It looks like Riley Scott just half a boat length ahead of Assapolan as they make their way down towards the finish line. So the top 3 going through to the final. Taj Purcell across there, looking to shore up one of the top 3 positions. Looks like he's actually pressuring Riley Scott. It is Riley Scott in the lead. Assapolan in second. Taj Purcell. Riley Scott is going to take it out. He's about a body length in the lead at the moment, but nothing separating Poland and Purcell to take out second, third. Noah from Bayswater will pick up 4th. Jasper Hunter 5th, just ahead of Hayden Lunno, as Jasper Graham crosses the line from the ahead of Ethan Yang from Fairfield in lane 9, and then Charlie Wright from Manny Warringah to bring home the field. And a strong performance by Riley Scott. His coach Dave Smith will be happy with that performance. The young Currumbin Creek paddler into the A final of the men's 16 and under K. So from semi-final 1, we go to 2 of these men's 16 and under K1 500. In lane 1 from Manny Warringah, Dingji Zhan. In lane 2 from the Sunshine Coast, Connor Riches. In 3 from Currumbin Creek, Dane Rayward. In 4 from Avoca, Tor Mansa. In 5 from Bayswater, Orlando Fonseca. In 6, Fairfield, Cooper Alt. In 7 from Avoca, Brody Frew. In 8 from Men, Zach Moffat. And in lane 9 from Con, 'n' 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 So away in Heat 2, Cooper Alt from Fairfield getting off to a flying start. That did Orlando Fonseca from Bayswater in 5. Again, the top 3 through to the A final. 4 to 6 into the B final. And it looks like Cooper Alt as well, also there from the Fairfield Club. He's in lane 6, getting off to a Fonseca is the one setting the early pace in this semi-final of the men's 16 and under K1 500. Dane Rayward from Currumbin Creek. Tormentor as well there from Avoca. Looks like Fonseca from the Bayswater Club in the lead, just over the halfway point of this race. Tormentor there, just on his left-hand side. Cooper Alt field as well, and a strong showing there from Dane Rayward from Currumbin Creek, pushing hard for that third place in this second semi-final of the under 16 K1 500. It's going to be Orlando. Looks like he's going to take it out, but he's pushed all the way there by Tormantor from Avoca, and the battle for third is going to be close between Dane Rayward and also Cooper Alt. I think Rayward may take it. Fonseca's going to take it out in lane 5. Tormantor from Avoca will pick up. Rayward will third spot ahead of Cooper Alt from Fairfield. Brody Frew from Avoca crossing the line to head there of Riches from Post Club. Zach Moffat from Maringa. Just edging Callum Lincoln there from Cobram Baruga. Ding Jijan will bring home the field. So it's a good win by the young West Australian. His coach Andrew Crothers will be very happy with the performance of Orlando Fonseca winning the second semi-final men's 16 and under K1 500. So the third of the Trammy final of the men's 16 and under K1 500. Finn Island from Mackay is in lane 1. In lane 2 from Bayswater, Griffin Angelatos. In 3 from Canning River, Bo Jacob. In 4 from Swan, Alasdair Marsden. In 5 from Fairfield, Tan. Lane 6 from Swan, Alexander Small. In 7 from Sydney's Northern Beaches, Lockie Matthews. 8 from Sydney Northern Beaches, Finlay McLennan. And lane 9 from Manly Warringah, Harry Thorne. in semi-final number 3. Axel Tan getting a clean start from Fairfield, as did Finlay McLennan from Sydney Northern Beaches. Alexander Small as well from the Swan Club, and Alistair Marsden as well. Top 3 going final. That's what these young competitors are all about. That's what they're all chasing, a spot to give themselves a chance at picking up an Australian title. Latos Bayswater, but it is the middle lanes of Axel Tan, Alexander Small. Pace in this third finals, the Tremi final of the men's 16 and under K1 500. And it is Axel Tan in the lead, being pressured by Alexander Small. Nice in there as well. Tight racing. Finlay McLennan on the outside lanes. Finn Island as well. So plenty in this. No doubt the winner will be Axel Tan. To Marsden chasing. So Axel Tan is going to take it out at the top 3. So he's going to take. Marsden will pick up second. Third's going to be tight, but Small, and also Jacob, but Small's going to get it. So Small will get his way into the final. Finlay McLeod. Not much separating those two as Finn Island is the line. Griffin Angelatos there from Bayswater. And then Lockie Matthews. But Axel, no problem at all for him. Just ahead of Alistair Marsden. So some great racing by these young fellas. Dawn from Manly Warringah completing the field. Make-up of that A final for the men's 16 under K1 500 has now been confirmed. And next up will be the men's 14 and under K1 500 in lane 2 from Currumbin Creek. Koa Brody. In 3 from Tyson Bussink. In 4 from Taj Caldwell. From 5, Manly Warringah, Hugo Dooney. In 6 from Westlakes, Ness. 7 from Fairfield, Hugo Deng. In lane 8 from Sydney Northern Beaches, Baydad Samandarian. And also from Sydney Northern Beaches in lane Applewhite. So a nice clean start in the first. Jason Ness from West getting away well, as did Hugo from Manny Warringah. Hugo Deng as well from Fairfield in that red boat. A bit of a... So a nice start. 14 and under K1 500 semi-final number 1. It's a long for these youngsters. Make their way down here as part of this Paddle Australia Canoe Championships. Go Dooney. Looks like he made just ahead of Jason Ness from West Lakes. Hugo Deng beside him. And Colin Brady from Currumbin also in lane 1, having a storming paddle. But it's Taj Caldwell at this stage as they hit the 200 metre mark. So it's going to be Taj Caldwell in the lead, Colin Brady in second. Hugo Dooney just dropping back. Jason Ness there from West Lakes. Hugo Deng as well. But it's been a great paddle by Colin Brody. Hugo Dooney. Dooney and Ness. It's like he's starting to slow. Colin Brody, power home. Can Dooney hang on? It looks like he might. So it's going to be Hugo Dooney will take it out. Colin Brody will pick up second place. Jason Ness from West Lakes there in third. So the first 3 will be through to the final. The rest have been eliminated. So Dooney, Ness and Brady all through. Hugo Deng just missing out there, as did Tyson Busink. But had Samandarian, Taj Caldwell. Be a beauty. It is the Open K1 500, the semi-final. The first 3 will be through to the final in later at Queen Hardy. Adam Major from Bayswater in 2. Phoebe Wills-Grace from the Sunshine Coast in 3. Jasmine Raywood from Currumbin Creek in 4. Caitlin Weber from West Lakes in lane 5. Phoebe Woodhouse from the Sunshine Coast. Ella Beer from Avoca in 7. Alyssa Bay from Currumbin Creek in 8. Desmond Lane from Wynnum Redlands in lane 9. That is how they line up for the semi-final number 1 of the Women's Open 500. First 3 through to the A final, 4 to 7 through to the B final. So we are underway in this Open K1 500. Flying Stella Beer from Avoca in lane 7, off to an absolute flyer. Top 3 through the final. It is setting an early pace. Caitlin Webber from Westlakes chasing hard, but at this stage Stella Beer looking very, very good indeed. As we head across, Jasmine Rayward, Phoebe Wills-Grace as well, Abby Major, lane 1, but Ella Beer from Avoca in lane 7. Still setting that early pace. Caitlin Webber hanging with her. Hit that 200-metre line. Caitlin Webber may just have the nose in front. Not a whole lot separating these paddlers. Just 200 to go in semi-final number 1. Open Women's. Emerson Hardy in lane 1. Now to find some form, getting some speed in that boat. Ella Beer from Avoca still setting the pace. Caitlin Webber being pushed by Jasmine Rayward as well. Cross in lane 1. Going to be tight. 3 through to the A final. You can almost draw a line across the lead 4 at the moment. So Ella Beer is there. Caitlin Webber also. Jasmine Rayward. They're going to be a top 3. Look like it's Ella Beer hanging on of Webber and Rayward. Emerson Hardy probably just unlucky to miss out. But a tremendous paddle. Ella Beer from Avoca led that one from start to finish. Blistering start, blistering finish. Those top 3 through. As Bailey the line just ahead there of Jasmine Lane. But some great racing in 1. Women's Open K1 500. Ella Beer looked very good in a heat and followed with a victory in semi 1, so she is through to the A final. And not far away will be Women's Open K1 500 second semi-final. In lane 1 from the Sunshine Coast, Lani Steele. In lane 2, Chelsea Sutton. Lane 3 from Bayswater, Harry. In 5 from Currumbin Creek, Claudia Bailey. In 5 from Pierre Alexandra Clark. In 6 from Currumbin Creek, Stephanie Chen. 7 from Bayswater, Jen Stanley. And in lane 8 from Bayswater, Sarah May. Those top 3 in that race into the A final, 4 to 7 through to the B final.
Killing it, mate.
That's been good. It's been good. Round it?
No, you were smashing it.
Not good.
Thank you for doing that.
No worries.
Yeah, we just had, I had my meetings, but we had the Q&A with all the Olympians.
Yep.
So I'm emceeing that, so I just wanted to,
Yeah.
not sure it's
So when's that?
1 o'clock.
Tomorrow. Yeah, right.
Till 2.
So is there a break in the day, or they'll keep racing? Yeah, right. Okay, listen to that.
Yeah, look, I mean, great to hear from a dozen Olympians.
Yeah, good, yeah. So did many retire after?
Only 1 so far.
Oh, really? Yeah. Who was that?
Gail Steinprice.
Oh, okay, yeah. She's WA girl.
She is. She is a absolute superstar.
Second final of the Women's Open K1 500 is underway. Jen Stanley off to a good start, as did Stephanie Chen and Alexandra Clark. Claudia Bailey as well there from Cumberland Creek. The top three through to the A final. To build on these paddlers. Looks like an early leader being pressed well there by Alexandra Clark. This race, Stephanie Chen, I think just ahead of Alexandra Clark. Claudia Bailey pressing her barrier as well there from Bayswater over in lane 3. Top 3 through. Stephanie Alexandra Clark just Claudia Bailey probably in 3rd, possibly 4th, just behind Sammy Lowry. So the top pressure now starting to build on these paddlers as they make their way to the finish line. Bailey it will be. She's just got a half a boat length in front, being chased hard though by Sammy Lowry. Also Claudia Bailey. Alexandra Clark going to take it out. Claudia Bailey will hang on for 2nd. It's going to be very tight between Lowry and also Chen for that 3rd spot. And I think Chen may just have got her. Alexandra Clark just ahead of Claudia Bailey, and we think it was Stephanie Chen just picking up the 3rd place to get herself into the A final. Sammy Lowry just missing out by the barest of margins as Sarah May crosses the line. But very tight racing in these women's Open K1 500 semi-finals. The final should be an absolute beauty, with Alexandra Clark taking out semi-final number 2.
Mick, you've done a great job in the last hour or so. Ratings up apparently in the last 50 minutes. Your partner in crime has been away, so good job.
No, thank you, Scott. I've had a few people texting from home with those when they had the cross to the commentators. It frightened them with rough heads in here, but it's a good day of racing so far.
I'll speak to myself on that one.
Plenty more still to come.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And the men now semi-final, so still a couple of high leads in these semi-finals. Can't wait to see how they perform. They're going to race hard now. There's there's no second chance. You've got to get in that top 3 to get through to the A final. So in the semi-final for the men's Open K1 500 from the Sunshine Coast, who ate you out of house, Samuel Henson Thompson. Lane 2 from SA, Maximilian Humphries. Lane 3, Kynenberg from Illawarra, the young lad from Illawarra. Morris from New South Wales. Pierre van Westerhausen from Queensland. Harry Torres, Sydney Northern Beaches, paddling out of N-Swiss. Aidan Cummings, Reyes Diaz, Manly Warringah, and Sam Myers, Bayswater. Couple of slow starters on this outside. They weren't quite ready, but in the middle lanes, Pierre van Westerhausen had a great start and racing with Jake. The boys are going head to head, training up there in Queensland, one out of the QAS and the other out of the AIS. Let's see who's got the power, who's home the strongest. To be challenged though by Harry in lane 6 and Kynenberg in Illawarra in lane 3. But as usual, we can see over here in lane 9, Sam Myers Bayswater had a fantastic GP2. Sammy Myers didn't go as hard as he could have in the heats. He must have just been wanting to progress through, but he's a good set of heels right now.
Yeah, Sam Myers certainly getting away earlier. Harry Torrance there in lane 6 from Sydney Northern Beaches. Just ahead probably of Pierre van der Westhuizen, but a great start by Myers and also van der Westhuizen the lead at the moment at 200 metre mark. Jake Morris not far behind him as well.
Yeah, certainly he's got a boat length over the with Sam very close together for second and third, just ahead of Jakey Morris. Let's see what happens in this final 100 metres.
Yeah, big Sam Henson Tom doing his best from that outside lane, but I don't think he's going to have enough. Pierre van der Westhuizen, I think, is going to take it out. Henson finishing strongly though. Harry Torrance as well, as is Jake Morris, so it's going to be tight. The first three through to the A final. Van der Westhuizen's going to get it. Sam Henson Thompson pushing hard, but it is going to be Torrance is going to pick up second spot. Morris is going to pick up third. Straight through to the final. Great finish there, but just missing out.
Myers coming through, just didn't quite able to finish it off with the big Samuel Hansen there in lane 1. Great race. Pierre certainly turned it off in that last 50. He had it comfortably. They like to make it interesting for the finishers, for the final judges over the line, because Harry came home like a steam train. They let it run. They conserve some energy for the final, possibly.
Yeah, those minor placings when it's the first three through to the final. Pierre, as we saw, he eased off, but that meant 2, 3, 4, and 5 all thought they were a chance for those spots. But it was Jake Morris and Harrison picking up the final.
Can't wait. We move on to final 2 of the Open K1 500. A couple of big names here that I'm going to pick and throw out at you. So Northern Beaches, Liam Fell. Another great Sydney Northern Beaches paddler. Sunshine Coast in lane 2 with Alex Woodhouse. Good paddler. Developing, talking to his coach Charlene. So he's got some big raps on him, but it's still a developing paddler. Bailey Clues from Sydney Northern Beaches. Always loved Cluesy and how he paddles. He'll in a team boat. Egger, how fast he is. We've seen him. Know he's got the speed. Noah Havard, the Olympian silver medalist in lane 5. Mickey Dunbar is a pick. He's a smoky for me in this one. In lane 6, Charles Heat Armstrong again performed in the heats. Turned off towards the end in 7. 8, Sladson from Fairfield and Gabrielle Cornwell in lane 9 from Mercantile.
So away in this second semi-final, Havard getting off to a good start. Luke Egger, as he always does, gets away cleanly. So it looks like Havard taking an early pace. Cornwall on this outside lane also a good start, but what's separating these paddlers in the early stages of this semi-final in the men's Open K1 500, the top 3 through.
Egger for me is edging them out. As we come up to about the 300 metre mark, Egger's going to have them coming through that 200 metre start line. Let's see if that holds true. Havard will certainly come over the top though. He's got the legs, so I think he'll come over the top. But it looks like Egger right now, just edging Havard out, just by a nose.
I think Egger might have just pipped him at the last time these two met, but Havard has about a quarter of a boat length just in front of Luke Egger. A lot separating it. Charles Heaton Armstrong looked like he might be in third as they crossed that 200 metre line. Just a reminder, the top 3 going straight through to the final. So it is Havard just ahead of Luke Egger at the moment. Coming through, Charles Armstrong as well, right in amongst the mix. Michael Dunbar trying to hang on, but Havard looks like he may take it out.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for that third spot. Woodhouse looks very good over the lane 2, and Cluesy, Bailey Clues is challenging as well. But for me, number 1 in the orange hat, lane 5, Noah Havard's going to take it from Luke Eggar, and very close for third. I'm going to give that one to Woodhouse over Clues, but
Woodhouse over Clues, not much in it.
Yeah, it's not official. Let's wait and see what happens. The boys were working hard. I'm looking forward to seeing the times on that one. They all had to work pretty hard. Havard maybe turned off just fractionally in the last, and also Eggar just turned off. But certainly Clues and Woodhouse very close. Charlene, she pumped Woodhouse up just a little while ago when I was chatting with her, and I think she'll be right. She's got a paddler there.
Yeah, he certainly looked good, and geez, these semi-finals are tight. The final is going to be very tight. There's separating these paddlers.
Tough one, isn't it? It's who executes their race is the one who's going to win it. You know what they say, talent, is hard to find, and hard work will always beat talent and work hard.
Correct.
So, there's talented hard workers out here. So that
is the hard thing. But no, that should be a great race. So no, the honours there in the second semi-final of the men's Open K1 500, just ahead of Luke, with Alex Woodhouse just pipping Beatty Clues to pick up the third spot and that spot in that A final.
Here's another treat for you, Mick. Another new one, the C2.
So the C2. So a two-person C?
A two-person C.
Wow.
Yeah.
They balance.
Yeah. How do they steer? The two people, imagine if they're on one side.
Yeah.
On one side.
How do they steer?
Well, they just have to steer. So
you with the blade.
So steer with the blade, and they steer leaning in the boat.
And
so
is a front is the front person, the back person more the steerer, or it's got to be a combined?
Yeah, you will happen. The back person will stick their blade in if they need to, but you'd hope that wouldn't happen. It's 200 metres. You just need to put the power down.
So 3 races within one here. We've got the women's 18 and under C2 500 seating with Emily McMullen and Ellie Kernahan there in lane 7 from West Lakes. In the women's C2 500, Feen Bulmer and Eva Bruce, West Lakes there in lane 8. And then in lane 2, it is the men's Open C2 500, a direct final for them with Max Ganziak, Ryan Ness there in lane 2 from West Lakes.
Young lad Ness with Big Max, be interested to see if the boys' power can get over the top of the experience of Josie. Probably she is our most experienced paddler, with a younger paddler, Eva. Let's see. We've got the younger girls in Emily and Ellie, all from West Lakes, so they're all coached by the same people. Reese and Callum Dunn doing a great job there. Let's see what happens. Looks quite even at this stage.
Yeah, and Max and Ryan, we saw them going head to head earlier on in the day. Nice for them to be teaming up today as C2 team in the 500. Notice, so 2 of the teams are paddling 1 blade per side, and across here in lane 8, Josephine and Eva paddling the same side. Same
side, yeah. It's preference. But the going exceptionally well. Quite impressed the way they're staying with the boys, which is interesting. At this stage, I think Josie and Eva might have it. Maybe not towards the end. They just have the legs in them.
Yeah. Maxie and Ryan are going to take it out, but certainly Josephine and Eva paddling extremely well, just ahead of Emily and Ellie at the moment.
Very nice work, boys. Max and Ryan taking it out. Josie, Eva in lane 8 through for second, and Emily and Ellie in lane 7 for third.
And I wonder if I didn't notice the way they were paddling in that when they raced against each other, whether one has to swap for the two, or whether that is.
It's going to depend on pairing. Happen, but unusual for that to happen. You'd want to you on your natural side. Yeah. But as a new commentator, Mick, one of the guys like to do, and the offer open to you is to go down and with the sure they'll have you there and see for yourself how it goes.
I think they just want to see me get wet.
If you want to swim,
Yeah,
it's there for you.
head down. Yes, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. Miss it. I've dodged it.
Maybe we can do a C2.
Yeah, mate. Oh,
Only over 200.
I need to do some swimming, so yeah. So we've got some interesting paddlers here with this multi-class V1 200. Olbrey from Westlake. So Simon is an Olympic rower. Paralympic rower. To kayak. So be very interested to see how he performs. From all reports and speaking with Coach Bernie Wallace, he's going exceptionally well and is a very strong man.
He'd certainly have the engine or the tank, you would think, from that rowing background. You
would think so, yeah. From Hurricane Paddler Mark Daniels in lane 5 and Champion Lake Spencebury in lane 7. A couple of minutes till they start. They're just making their way down to the 200 metre mark.
So a direct final for this Paracanoe V1 open multi-class.
To note that it is multi, so different abilities, different classes amongst all the paddlers.
So racing the clock.
Not a lot of wind again. It's been very still this morning. Had a little bit of a head earlier, a few hours ago, but you can see they're falling straight down. There's nothing, not a breath of wind out there. That doesn't actually make for racing. It can be a little bit sluggish in these very, very still conditions. It's nice. I'm sure these still make sure if this boat is going very quick.
And a fantastic course, just a great out here for paddling and rowing.
Great little legacy from the Sydney Olympics to have this course, and many sports use it. Rowing, it's huge out here, and legacy for our sport and paddling and the community, and looking forward to something like this up on the Gold Coast being left behind after Brisbane 32.
They could almost do it in the streets up there at the moment with some of the flooding.
I heard it got a little bit wet.
Hopefully to all the Queenslanders that no one was too badly affected by that rain. But yeah, not a good situation up there.
Yeah, good week to get down to New South Wales.
Yes.
Just want start gates to be ready. That's another thing that you won't be quite used to between surf and sprint. Canoe is...
It's a complete, it's almost a novelty having things running on time.
Yeah.
Terrific.
And running in the order of events.
Yes.
Not all of a sudden the 14 female surf, which was scheduled for the afternoon.
Yes.
So,
no, it's very civilised, the whole sprint kayaking, canoeing.
Yep. No, the same for all the paddlers, but the whole sport is civilised. Which is, as you'd like.
But it's very well organised, and like surf, relies on a lot of very good volunteers giving up their time, and they do a fantastic job because it is a big job to running, and even at the meeting this morning, I was amazed at just how many people actually do put their hand up to help, and it wouldn't happen without them.
It's a cast of thousands around the place, isn't it? There's volunteers everywhere. You look down in the tower, there's, you know, on video streams, there's finish judges, there's video analysis, photographers, people weighing boats, starters, you name it, they're there. They get to give back. You know, much better to be in the tower or doing drink rather than sitting in the stands.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it says a lot about the sport when you do have people that do want to stay with it and do want to give back to it. So it's obviously good things. Giving people great opportunities. We mentioned that trip to Japan that is coming up. What a great experience. That's something a lot of sports don't give. It's something, you know, paddling. If you are good, some of the places you can get to travel, it's
yeah, and we're going to hear from the Olympians tomorrow at about 1 o'clock on their experience, but it's going to be great to hear their journey, and they would have all been through these types of teams. Ready for a start now. And they're away for men D1 200 open multi-class. Simon Aubrey, West Lakes in lane 3, starting strong with the middle lane. Mark Daniels from Hurricane Paddling is absolutely raiding the house now. Look at him go. He's off. Had to change sides, keep that boat straight. He's looking good. Had a very clean changeover. That's part of the secret, apparently. He's having a good, clean, fast changeover. Kurt, Australia's best VAR paddler, has told me that one. That's the secret. Not that.
Yeah, he barely misses. Like he drops one of his ratings. He misses one to get that across the boat and keep the timing up. It's quite amazing to watch, and his rating is so high and he stays so high right across the line. No easing up for Mark Daniels as he takes that one out. He looks pretty spent at the end of it, but and then Simon Aubrey and Ben crossing the line as well.
Work, lads, hard in this hot conditions, and they've all got the white flag, so a nice clean race. We move on to the paracanoe women's V1 200 open class direct final. So we have Scholl from Queensland in lane 4. We have Ralph from Bayswater in lane 5 and Pye from Lakes in lane 6. So we'll probably know the coaches better than these paddlers at the moment. Kaya Scholl by Anna Wood, the famous Anna Wood.
Yeah.
Superstar paddler in her own right and has transitioned to coaching many, has produced many of a great paddler. Ramon Anderson from WA, coaching Amy Ralph. And Bernie, the Wallace name is famous. Bernie, a great paddler in her own right, Olympian. Coaching Emily Pye from West Lakes. Now apparently, the doctor. So you can, the saying has always been you don't have to be to be a kayaker, but maybe a V-boat paddler.
You have. Wow.
So,
a great result.
Yeah, that's not sure how she fits the training in, but Dr. Emily. Forward to seeing how she races.
Are we missing someone at the moment?
Are we missing Dr. Emily?
She may have been called out.
Might be on call. I can't see any boats in the distance anywhere.
These coaches and this success in paddling due to people like Anna, Ramon and Burdette, just able to motivate these young paddlers that come into their control, keep them in the sport, help them to achieve what they want, because it's hard work. These work to be a good paddler, and they've got something in them that can keep these young kids and these young paddlers involved. And it's I take my hat off to done a fantastic job over such a long time, and left a wonderful legacy in terms of success of Australian paddling right across all the states.
All the states and all the disciplines, you know, transfer through to or kayak, and the accessibility of our amazing coaches and paddlers is second to none. You know, anyone can walk up to one of our Olympians or one of these coaches and have a chat.
Yeah.
They're accessible, they're happy to give advice. So the giving back from our high performance crew is quite impressive.
And that's the thing, if you're a young kid who's never sat in a kayak, you can go to Bayswater and you can meet someone like Ramon. And it's terrific. There's no barriers. You've got to try and get through to people. So it is great, that accessibility. You
just have to buy coffee and he's happy. He'll talk to you as long as you want.
Oh, so we found Emily, so that's good. So in 4, Amy Rolfe in 5 and Emily Pay in 6. And they are away and racing. Emily just veering a little bit to the left, having to straighten her up as she got going.
You're very hard to start. You know, your blade's one side's going to push you the other. Quite hard to make a start in these. At good even racing, they're pushing each other very nicely.
So Amy Rolfe just with her nose in front. Bayswater Club making the trip across Australia, but a strong finish from Kaya Scholl. Ralph will be too strong. She'll take this Paracanoe Women's V1 200 Open multi-class race out. They are racing the clock. Will be Ralph line honours.
Yeah, Amy's showing her experience here, looking good. But all the women are great, looking very good athletes, all three. Second spot there for lane 6, Emily, Dr. Emily got second, and Scholl from Queensland in lane 4 coming over for third. And another final. Here we go, Mick. Under 14 K2 200. Can't see that lining up though.
No, they look like singles. Talking up kayaking, so don't change the order.
Here we go. Looks like we've got the men's 12 and under K1 200 direct final. They're backing off, so let's see what happens. Maybe 12. Yeah. Herding cats.
Yes. Enthusiasm. We love their... I wanted to get the line. In fact, that's what they are doing. They're swapping them over. So it will be the women's under K2 200 final. They're the ones now making their way to the line in 3. Isabel Ireland and Serena Lee from Fairfield Composite. Pippa Smith and Adia Rowe from the Honey Valley Composite. They're in lane 4. 5. And Evla Bassack, Fairfield in 6. And the Goldfield Composite team of Audrey Mackay and Audrey Bradley in lane 7. So it is the women 14 and under K2 200 direct final.
Who's your money on, Mick?
Oh, that's far lane. I mean, Isabel Ireland paddled very, very well as an individual. Interesting to see how she goes with Serena Lee, but I'd probably have to go the Manly Warringah team of Olivia Will Cleary in these early stages. That's my tip, but I'm prepared to be proven wrong, but that's where I would go.
That sounds like the safe money to me with you all the way. Looking forward to the Hunter Valley composite team though, the Cockle Creek Cobras racing. Ailey Rowe has a very father, coach, paddler, superstar paddler himself in surf, teaming up with Manly Warringah host from last year. So Manly Warringah club from last year. Looking forward to seeing how that point score falls out again this Nationals. But Pippa and Ailey, let's see where they get to. And there's a cheer squad coming up down on the finish line, on the finish line near Tower. Get cheer squad for all these girls, so they're going to get plenty of support.
And a great opportunity for this young pairing to go home as Australian champions with this direct line for the women's 14 K2 200. Goes back to school on Monday, saying I'm an Australian champion when you get to do that.
And maybe a chocolate way home as a reward. Oh, and they're racing. Good, clean start from everyone. The girls down hard. And on this side from Fairfield, Shannon Bassack. Shannon Bassack looking very with the comp team from Fairfield, Island and Lee. You called the two teams, Mick. You called them rightly.
Yeah, Wilson Cleary a little bit slow out of the blocks, but that Fairfield team of Shannon Bassack, absolutely, and Serena Lee, I think it's going to come down to those two. I think it might be the Fairfield composite team might be in the lead at the moment, but Fairfield pushing hard.
Like the rating is up on this side. The Fairfield team, the rating is up, but the power is coming from that Fairfield composite. Isabel Island and Serena Lee have got the power, a boat length in front of Fairfield, Shannon Bass. Coming back for third, there's a bronze medal on the line here, and it's looking like the Hunter Valley composite team, the Cockle Creek Cobras for Pippa Smith and Ailey Rowe.
Yeah, but gee, Isabel Island and Serena Lee, the two young paddlers, they look very good together.
Yeah, they look nice. Little bit awkward from the front seat paddler leaning back just a fraction, but they're only young. They've got the power. Looked very, very strong. Impressive group. Here we are for the last race of this section. It's 12 K1 200. Another final. 3 more medals up for grabs, Mick. We've got some big names here. Big names. Currumbin Creek, Caden Scott. Caden's been paddling for a while and is impressive. Scott is an impressive paddler. By Nixon Wallace. You would have heard that name before. Nixon's going to make his own name, no doubt, and is coached expertly by his father, Kenny Wallace, arguably Australia's greatest ever paddler. Avoca in lane 5, Kai Sinclair. Big Kai, big strong lad, big mop ahead. Leapin, Leo. This boy never goes hard the whole way in lane 6. And Jack Corrin, another boy, farmer, strong muscles.
I do like these under 12 kids. Got so much energy. This, and they'd be happy to go and do 3 or 4 more races just because they just can't.
Wouldn't that be nice to have that energy again? I love it. Absolutely love it. And the big tip this morning was that his auntie, Bernie Wallace, was a little bit grumpy. She was grumpy this morning.
What was?
Well, I'm not sure. From the word I've got, she was grumpy. She just had to listen in the line a little bit. There's a little bit of discipline going on. But hey, if that's what Nixon said, that's what happened.
So how you are paddling? These kids are 12.
You can be under 12. You can, yeah.
So any time.
Yeah, have little mini torpedo races, and there's 8-year-olds. Yeah, having fun. You don't need to be trying for the Olympics.
So we are underway, and Sinclair getting a great start in the middle of the field. Leo Manser going well with him. Nixon Wallace from Currumbin Creek just on his left-hand side. Corin also away well. Looks like Kai Sinclair and Nixon Wallace setting the early.
Boy, they don't look like under 12s, do they? They could be up in the under 14s, these lads. Kai is absolutely gripping that water, gripping and ripping. Looks super powerful, got some leg drive, got rotation. Very impressive. Nixon Wallace, not to be outdone, got the big long levers. He's going to be a tall one.
He's doing well. And
big long levers.
Leo Manser finishing strongly. Look across.
Leo, little buddy, come on, you got this.
I think he might just have it. It's only about half a centimetre in it, so Sinclair's going to take it, and it looks like Manser might get second. Nixon Wallace very good. Jack Corin there, and Caden Scott in fifth, but tight racing and great racing by these youngsters. Only 12 years old. Not even, yeah.
Not even.
Looking very, very.
1-2 for Avoca. Kai dominant. It's looked very strong, and he just gripped the water. Great technique, well done. And then third place, Nixon Wallace. Big long levers. Be one to watch for the future as well. Love to see Jack Corin all the way from Cobra and Barunga. Like I said, he's got the big farmer muscles. He's going to be great for the future. Well done, lads. All right, so we're a little break now. So I might take a little rest if you want, Mick. For a cup of tea. Yep.
Big afternoon coming up.
Yeah, looking forward to some big finals coming up this afternoon.
Where is Cobra Barunga? Yeah, that's fine, no drama. Does that one work? That light? Yeah. If you want to use it, you just have. Does the light meant to come on? So you go like this. To try and do prezos without I had to shout, but I might just use it. Because I was pushing it, but the light wasn't coming on, so I thought maybe.
The one I normally always use.
You know,
They couldn't hear.
well, not. No, I had to. They said that was for the presentation. I'm up here going, and the gold medal winner is.
Oh, so
So I
you could have
thought
just opened the
Yeah.
window.
So I'll use that one for the presentation.
I could hear you fine. Like I've had people.
Yeah, they said they couldn't hear me.
I could. Well, I could hear. I was up there because I went. Oh, I'll just.
Okay.
And I had. Yep, can hear you, but can't hear.
Yeah. Okay.
But I was up there and I was like, well, I can.
Who knows?
It's up if you want to use
Oh, yeah.
that.
So I think I'll just use that for the presentations.
Did they bring you the list of?
Yeah, they gave me the list of stuff. Yeah. Cool. How deep has this water got to be? Is there a standard?
6 meters, 9 meters.
Is it really that deep? Wow.
Internet, but the screen jumping on the live stream. The commentary audio sounds muffled.
actually get, unless I'm missing something. But that was actual questions. Whereabouts the answers are. I just might not be able to find it.
I was speaking to a couple of the coaches and they said they did ask to fill it in. There's bloody cords everywhere.
Oh, there's a power box. There's one on the ground down there.
No worries.
Yeah, I'm not too. Yeah, we should be able to pull this thing here. This is going to
Yeah, I've tried to do it mid-race before.
Yeah. I'm going to break the whole thing. Apparently you've got to request edit access to see the responses. I can't. Where are they?
Oh, John, are they ready now or?
Yep, Teresa's just moved them over there.
Thanks, buddy. So to get access.
That was, the women's K2 years final. So the first of the medal presentations will be for the women's 14 and under 200. In third place, Hunter Valley Paddle Sports Club and the Manly Warringah Kayak Club, Pippa Smith and A.
What are we presenting? 46. 46. We need to know what's being presented, please. The girls when that's starting to go there.
The silver medal for from the Fairfield Canoe Club, Catherine Shan and Evla Basak.
I'll let you know.
For the women's 14 and under K2 200 from the Fairfield Canoe Club and Mackay Paddlers Society, Isabel Island and Serena Lee.
And a big thanks.
A big thanks to silver medalist Olympian Riley Fitzsimmons for presenting those medals. Ladies.
Now, who have we got next? I'm not sure. So it could be. Okay. Yes. 12 and under? Yep. 12 and under K1.
So the next medal presentation will be for the men's 12 and under K1 200. So the bronze medal from the Currumbin Creek Paddlers Club, Nixon Wallace. The silver medal from the Avoca Kayak Club, Leo. And the gold and under 200 from the Avoca. And again, a big thanks to Simmons for presenting those medals to the men's 12 and under K100 winners.
Well done, lads. And for those who want to hear from silver medalist and Olympian Riley Simmons, you want to have a chat with him tomorrow 1:06, along with our other Paris Olympians and Paralympians. We'll all be there for a day. Everyone, paddlers, parents, coaches, come along. Hear from our Olympians, hear their story, their journey, to hear what they're up to and how they're giving back to the sport.
Okay, and we have a presentation for the men's C2 500 final. We have the gold medals only presenting. Thank you.
So the presentation is for the men's open C2 500. And the gold medal goes to Max Ganziak and Ryan Ness. And those paddlers, Bacchus and Adrian Law.
Okay, thank you, announcer.
That's it. Good. Yes, I'm not sure what's going on with that one. Yeah, it sounded like it